So your customer needs to build some curves. Curved walls, clouds, barrel vaults, wavy ceilings, arches, groin vaults. Now these are often in the air, not just curved walls. So what are you going to tell them? This amazing product, Flexi Trac, can solve almost every curve they try to throw at you. Flexi Trac comes in almost every size and gauge you will ever need. It is easily shaped by hand, and with the patented hammerlock tabs, Flexi Trac is easily locked into a very rigid shape. So just try any competing product. Now some of these claim that they don't need screws, but they really do. And even with screws, they're still not as rigid. When you go to wrap gypboard around them, they're going to flex a little bit, they're going to give, and you won't maintain their curve that you want it to hold. You'll get flat spots, and it just won't look as good. It's not as strong, even with screws, even though they claim they don't need screws. Flexi Trac is so easy to use. Here's all you need to tell your customer. First, draw the curve on the ground, then match the Flexi Trac on the ground to match the radius you've drawn. Now, here's the track, easily shaped by hand. Here's Flexi Angle. It comes straight, just like all the other products, easily curved by hand. Here's the Flexi Arch. It bends in the other direction. It's not quite as easy to bend, but you can still see it's easily shaped by hand. What you do is they lay this on the ground, matching the curve like we said, take their hammer and they'll hammer these hammerlock tabs on the ground, and that locks it rigidly in the curve. They can add screws along the side if they want to for more wind load and lateral load. They really don't need to, because these hammerlock tabs are just about as strong as the screws. Now our ICC report has these numbers on our website, and we have the link to the ICC report on our website so they can look it up if they want to. Like I said, the hammerlock tabs are just about as strong as the screws, so usually that's enough. Now this is a big selling point because we do have engineering numbers on our products, and our competition does not have engineering numbers on their product.
Flexi Arch has hammerlock too. So how does hammerlock work on Flexi Arch? It depends on the width of the Flexi Arch.
Now if you're using a wider arch than this 3 5/8, well, you'll be able to get your hammer in there and just hammerlock those. But on a narrow one like this, 3 5/8, you'll need to get a bolt like this. Any old bolt will do. Lay down there like that and just hammer it like that, like a punch. That'll lock it. Just go around and lock them all. Now back to drawing the radius on the ground. Suppose it's a 400-foot radius, something they can't really draw with a tape or a string stretched out accurately. Well, if they call us up, we can provide them for a nominal fee. We don't make any money on this, but it's more of a service. If they call us up, we can provide them with a 3-foot by 10-foot paper template, and it'll be the exact radius that they tell us that they need. And they can lay the paper on the ground, shape the Flexi Trac to match it. Our job is to make them successful. We want to make their job easier. Now Flexi products come in 10-foot lengths. We ship it in crates, and it typically ships the day you call if you order it by noon. If you have a small order, shipping can get expensive. So we have ways to help you get a better price by combining it with other products. So how are they going to use these Flexi products? Well, first of all, most obvious, they'll use it in walls at the top and bottom, like this, of course, and then with studs in between. Then they're going to use it for barrel vaults, and a barrel vault is just like a curved wall laid on its side, so they'll use it at the end of each barrel vault with studs running along like little rafters in between. And then they're going to use it for soffits. Soffits are like little short walls built up in the air, top and bottom track with little studs in between. And it also makes great light coves, like this. Little soffits there make light coves. Top and bottom of that also. Now the angle solves a problem like you'll see up in these pictures where the two studs meet at a 90-degree angle, and the angle will fit here. Now, if you were using a Flexi Trac and you were trying to lay it in there, they would have to notch over this. We actually came up with this idea when a customer came up to us at a trade show, and he said, you need to make an angle so I don't have to notch over these legs to lay in there flat. So we thought, okay, we'll make that. And one of the biggest time savers you can tell your customers about is to use Flexi Arch as a soffit. All they have to do is turn it on its side, curve it, run it around the room, run kickers out and install it. They don't have to cut and install all the little bitty studs, the little verticals, and screw them in place. As soon as they get it up there, they can just cover it with gypboard and they're done. This comes in any width too, so whatever height the soffit they want, they can just buy that arch, run it around the room, and they're done. Now also, you can see it works equally well in clouds in the ceiling. And of course, Flexi arch can be used for arches as well. Just shape it on the diameter on the floor that you want, then raise it up, slide it over your framing, and you're done. Flexi Trac can also be used in decorative domes. It can be used as the tension ring around the bottom, compression ring at the top. Our website has a whole ton of information dedicated to domes. We have an interactive spreadsheet where they can go to. They can put in the size of ribs they want to use, the size of the dome, the height of the dome, the spacing of the ribs, and it'll spit out, it'll tell them the numbers of that weight of the dome, how much material to buy, tell them the strength of the dome. And this is for decorative domes only, not for load-bearing domes. So it'll tell them the load numbers. They aren't real high on this. The more strength of the dome, the most strength of the dome comes from the sheathing that they cover it with, the plywood or whatever they cover it with. But we do not allow them on our spreadsheet to go over 20 feet in diameter. Just to let you know, it's not a huge dome like you're gonna see, but that's on purpose because we don't want them to get in trouble building a dome thinking it's gonna be real strong or anything. Now for groin vaults, they're actually two barrel vaults that intersect at a 90-degree angle usually, and you'll have a piece of Flexi Trac at the end to do your barrel vault here, and then you're gonna have at the joint here, you're gonna have a groin joint. And this joint here, at first you think that's gonna just be an arch, but that's an elliptical curve. Your guys are gonna really have trouble out in the field laying that out. So again, if they'll send us drawings, we can send them a template, a full-scale template, 3 foot by 10 foot, that'll show this ellipse, and they can shape this ellipse out of it. They put two pieces back to back. They run the barrel vaults into it, the rafters into it, and they can make a groin vault. We can help them do the impossible here. Well, and talk about doing the impossible, we've done it again with our Flexi header. We have a curvable load-bearing header, believe it or not. It's a little harder to bend than regular Flexi Trac, but you can splice it together to make it as long as you need. Now, your customers really need to study the detailed instructions on our website to be sure they use this properly and to get the engineering numbers given in our literature. Last but not least, our three-legged dog has 3 legs, and a dog is something that holds something in place, so cute name, three-legged dog. It's a deflection clip, and you just slide it. It's a fumble-proof deflection clip. All you do is slide it over the end of your stud so you don't drop it, then slide it up into the track, secure it to the top track, and then it's done. You don't have to do anything else to it. Now this comes in all widths. This is the 3 5/8. We have it in all these other widths too. So the main thing we hope to impress upon you is that if they need to build a curve, Flexi Trac is the quickest, strongest, and best way to do it. And all the details are at your fingertips on our website. Or hey, feel free to call us. We love making your job easier.